final speaker. Anyone want to guess who it is?
Perrie.
So, ladies and gentlemen, before we invite her up, we want to remind you about tomorrow. If you thought today was amazing, by the way, there are still a lot of people that are coming that haven't made it quite here yet, so tomorrow will be even more packed, and we're excited about that. Tomorrow starts at 8 a.m. Get here at about 5:45 and you'll be safe, all right? I want to make sure that you remember the 1+1, because seriously, you want to be here Saturday morning at 8 a.m. To watch Perrie deliver an unplugged talk, and we're excited as heck about it. When Perrie is done, the show will be over for this evening. Both Ashley and I'll let Ashley speak for herself, want to thank you very much for being a great audience, for really being present, for bringing your energy to help these speakers who don't get paid, who volunteer their time, and who just want to share their story because they want to learn from you and they hope that you can learn from them. So for that, Ashley and I thank you very much.
Say it much better than that. But after tonight, after the final speaker, for those of you being recognized, it would be an above at Dream Night tomorrow night. Please come right here at the end. So as the flood moves that way, come upstream here after the event. But the next speaker, I can tell you personally, when I found out that she was coming, I turned to my mom and I said that I have to be there no matter what it takes. Talk about being a mom. My husband said that he would be home with the baby. 2 weeks ago, his boss said, nope, you have a work business trip. And I said, what? I have to take my 10-month-old by myself. Yes, my parents are here, but by myself. And, I got to figure it out. So I figured it out. And I was going to be here no matter what, because I wanted to hear from her. Because when I heard her story on Facebook, which, by the way, it currently has over 170,000 views, her story. I can tell you that her and the group of girls from the UK really created this movement, this social movement, which we are now doing in the US. And so I feel very excited to be here, to learn from her. And I think that you guys need to be fully present. I know that it's late. I know a lot of people are hungry. But just be here, be in the moment, and listen to what she has to say, because it really does matter, and it really will make a difference.
So I had the pleasure of meeting her last year, as I told you, in April in Marbella, Spain, just briefly. And this year, briefly got to meet her partner, Ricky, who is an incredible young man right here, younger than my son. And we spent the last couple of days, I think starting on Tuesday, we're with Ricky and Perrie, and hilarious. I'm trying to get some information out of Perrie so I can tell something funny. So I asked her, she goes, Ricky, tell Rick something funny. And, Ricky looks at me and goes, I'll get back to you, I don't know. So I asked her, I said, well, what do your parents do? She goes, well, my dad drives an Alta Glory. I said, your dad drives a what? She goes, my dad drives an Alta Glory. I said, all right, slow the heck down. What is an Alta Glory? And she goes, you don't know what a lorry is? Now, luckily, Jerry was there from New Zealand who spoke that language. And Jerry looks at me because we're almost the same age and says, let me explain. And he said, autic is short for articulating. And lorry is an Old English term for truck. I said, what? And he said, it's an articulating truck. I said, like a semi? All this time I'm trying to figure out what her dad does. He drives a freaking semi. So to be polite, I said, what does he drive in the Alta Glory? And she said, washers, dryers. I said, appliances. She goes, yeah, that. So I love everything that comes out of her mouth. She's younger than my own children, and I could watch and listen to her, and Ricky's just another bonus on the side that I love listening to also. They're wonderful people. They have great hearts. They have amazing messages. Let's stand up, please, and a roaring, uproaring welcome.
lorry, red lorry, yellow lorry. Has everyone ever heard that before? No. So that's a really British thing, and that's where that came from. So a couple of other things I want to say. First of all, I've been sitting in the front, and I've been listening to these amazing speakers, but something in particular really stood out to me, which was Tyler speaking about what you guys have to come, okay? And I feel like I'm more excited for you than you are for yourself, okay? Considering I'm from the UK, we're not going to get these products for another 10 years, okay? And that is the truth. Next week, not next week, the week after, we have the pumpkin lip balm launching, which has now been here for what, 2 years? You've had that for 2 years? You probably think, the pumpkin lip balm, no one cares about that. We care about that so much, and we have been waiting so long for that product, and you probably think, really? It's not that great. To us, it's absolutely amazing, because we have wanted it for so long. You guys are at the forefront of an amazing opportunity with these new lip products. I actually have, on my hand, if the cameraman can maybe zoom in, some samples that I took from the Power Lips. Now there's 8 on there, you get 12 shades. This was nearly 2 days ago. Okay? I've had 2 showers, and I've washed my hands multiple times, and you can still make out the shades, right? Pretty much. So you guys have an amazing product coming, as well as all the other exciting things. So when I can hear myself cheering louder than all of you in the room, and we are not getting that product until 2031, then you guys need to be more excited than me. Do you understand that? Okay, I'm just going to let you know that when I sneakily asked, please, Ryan and Piercy, can you show me these lip things so I can have a look? And I actually cried, okay? And I met the developer, her name is Monica, she's an amazing lady. She actually comes from Smashbox Cosmetics. And I said, Monica, where were you 3 years ago? And why were you not working for New Skin? Because that lady is going to bring amazing things to our makeup range. So be excited about what is coming for you in your future businesses. I actually spoke at the American convention in October, and you guys were just starting to understand what social media meant. And there were still some people that are sitting here that did not understand what it meant and did not understand how it could possibly work in their businesses. So the fact that you guys now have, not even 6 months on, a One Team Global social success summit where you can learn how to build your business on social media right from the very first day, all the way up until how you can upgrade them to become an executive, a Ruby, a team lead. This is so exciting. So you guys need to be excited. Tomorrow morning, 8 AM, that is early for me, okay? But I will be here, and you guys need to be here. 7:30, 7:45, get ready, notepad and pen, be in the moment and be energetic, because there's a very important quote that I want you guys to realise. Your vibe attracts your tribe. So when you are sitting there and you are not excited, you are telling the universe that you do not want excited people in your business. And there is one thing that I am 100% positive about myself, is that I am always excited, okay? When I walk out that door and you think she's probably going to not be excited, I am excited. I'm pestering Ricky, oh my God, did you hear this? And did you hear that? And we need to do this and we need to do that. And he is like, whoa. But that is me, true and true and true. So I attract excited people. So be excited about this, guys. The second thing I want to say before I start is, yes, I have my legs on show, but I actually spent some time with Nathan at his ranch this week, which was an amazing and humbling experience. And he actually said to me, just be careful, you know, there are mosquitoes around and you might get bitten. I was like, I never get bitten. 32 bites on my legs right now, okay? 32 bites. And I'm going to blame Ricky for that because he used all of the Baobab body butter. And if I put that on my legs, I wouldn't have got bit. So if you are looking and thinking her legs look awful, 32 bites, okay? 32, I counted backstage. So, I'm so excited to be here with you all. When I was asked to speak at this event, I actually thought it was a practical joke. And it actually wasn't me that saw the message first, it was Ricky, because he was using my phone and he saw it come up on the home screen. And he read this and said Nathan Riggs, he said something else. And he was like, I think you need to read this message. I was like, okay, I'll take a read. I was like, whoa, like seriously, so grateful. And I've had a lot of people approach me and say, we're so excited to have you here, you know, like it's really amazing, we can't wait to learn from you. But what you guys have to see is I can't wait to learn from you, okay? Everything that I'm taking in today, the people that I'm meeting, hearing from 20 million, 10 million, $5 million circle earners, team elites, 26 years, platinum, all the rest of it. It's so amazing. So the first thing I want to say is thank you so much for having me here. Thank you. And let's keep the energy really high. I know it's late, I know you're starving, but you know what? This business is going to throw you so many challenges. I have been in situations where I've been so hungry, I thought it was the end of the earth, but I just had to drive another half an hour to get to that meeting. So honestly, your stomach will wait 27 minutes, okay? I promise. So I want to take you through my story and a little bit about me, and yeah, let's just all have a laugh and a joke. I wasn't exactly the prettiest child, let's be honest. I know that, we all know that, let's get over it. And I'm 25 years old, so still very young, and my mum physically could not dress me in any flattering or nice clothes. In the middle, that's me and my older brother, and then the right picture is me dressed as a witch, looking beautiful as well, I might add. But so, what a lot of people don't know about me, and actually are quite surprised when they hear it, is I actually have 4 sisters and 1 brother. So I actually come from a very big family, but it's a very, and I hate to use this word, it's very broken, and this is not a pity party, but what I mean by broken is my mum and my real dad, they met, they had me, and then they separated, then my mum remarried to my stepdad, they separated, they all remarried off to different people, and now the family is like the most dysfunctional family in the world. But I wouldn't have it any other way, and they still don't have a clue what it is that I do. So, funny story today actually was me and Ricky got an Uber to the University Mall. Okay, that's where we went. And I didn't realise I was using my dad's Uber account. I made it so I could get £10 off. How stingy is that? And I'm still so real. And on the way back, the Uber driver couldn't find us. But he wasn't calling me, and I was just watching him going round and round in circles on the map. And he'd actually was calling my dad because that was the number that was on the account, okay? So my dad answers, and the Uber driver's saying, we've got a taxi for you, like, we can't find you. My dad's like, what are you on about? I don't have a clue, like, you're talking to a person. He goes, oh, I know. I think it's about my daughter. I think she's in America on some business trip. But just give her a call on this number and you'll find her. And then luckily he turned out outside. But my dad doesn't have a clue what it is that I do, okay? He just thinks that I'm away on some jolly, speaking at an event, you know, just having a bit of a laugh. He doesn't understand what it is that I do. He knows that I'm happy, same with my mum, but they don't really understand. And that's because, you know, Rick said, my mum and dad don't come from backgrounds where network marketing was a known thing, or even sales. So my dad drives an Arctic lorry, okay? And my mum has worked in retail all her life as a clothing assistant. So we had a really kind of simple, easygoing life growing up. And a couple of things that I did in my life which kind of really led me to where I am today. So I was involved in performing arts for the majority of my life since I was 3 years old. I went to college, studied performing arts and did really well. And then I was given a choice. So, Perrie, do you want to go on and audition for drama schools and potentially get rejected? And a drama school is very different to a university. So, a university, you get the grade, you get accepted. A drama school, you have to audition. There'll be over 20,000 people that audition and only 12 get picked. And they don't pick the best people, they pick a cast of people. So there'll be 1 tall blonde girl, 1 person of this ethnicity, 1 white guy, etc, etc, etc. So I had 1 in 20,000 chances, basically, to get a place. Or I could go and get a job. So I decided to go and work in a call centre. Why did I decide to do that? I honestly do not know. But I didn't know what I was good at. All I knew was that I could talk to people and I could hold a semi-decent conversation, and I wasn't scared to ask the scary questions. I wasn't scared to ask someone if they wanted to upgrade their card machine and spend an extra £30 a month when really I knew that I was signing them into a massive scam. I wasn't afraid to ask that question because I was hungry, and I've always been a hungry person. The reason why I've always been a hungry person is because I was raised in a way where money wasn't abundant, there wasn't a money tree in the back garden, and if I wanted something, I had to work for it. So when all my friends turned 17 and their parents bought them brand new minis with big bows on them and it was all lovely, I bought myself a Peugeot 206, which I saved £2,000 for, and I drove it off the forecourt and it broke down. And I didn't have the money to pay to get it fixed, and neither did my family. So I ended up being the first person to turn 17 to drive, but the last person to pass my test because I couldn't afford it. So I've always had that, how do I make money mindset? How do I develop myself to be a better person? How am I going to be focused in something? I have the drive, but I didn't have the vehicle, as Nathan said. I did not have that vehicle. I had no way of knowing where I was going. So I was working in a call centre, and then I had lost my way a little bit. I got a little bit scared, so I decided to go and work in Cyprus in a place called Ayia Napa. And there's a little chant that goes, Ayia Napa, Ayia Napa. I don't know if anyone would have heard of that here apart from Ricky. He's also been there. But I worked in Ayia Napa as a boat party salesperson, okay? That's a really classy way of dressing this role up, by the way. So what it is I actually did was drive around in a moped on my own, go from hotel to hotel to hotel, selling people boat party tickets. The boat party tickets were €50 and I made €10 on a ticket. Sound quite familiar to a maybe plan that we're doing at the moment? And I used to pull people over as they're walking and say, wait, do you want to come to this boat party? We think you get this, you get that, you get the other. And I did really, really well at it. And I actually came home with cash, which is very, very abnormal for people that work for, abroad seasons. And that taught me a lot of life lessons. That taught me to be independent, it taught me how to work hard. I was surviving on all of that commission. Whilst I was in Ayia Napa, a guy that I shared an apartment with some other people stole €2,000 from me. Out of my purse, drove to the airport with all of my money and tried to flee the country. And I've never, ever, ever been so scared in my life. Because I knew that unless I didn't get that money back, I was stranded. Because again, I couldn't call my parents up to ask for money to get me back home. So I've always had that mindset of how do I put myself in a better situation, basically. I've got the mindset, I've got the drive, but I can't find something that's going to work for me. So let's just quickly recap the situation. At the time, I'm 23 years old. I have no financial security at this point. I'm in debt. I mean, not masses of debt. I hate that word debt, but I'm in debt. Living month to month. So what that means is, every month I'm counting down the days until I get paid. I've got no money left over at the end of my month. Overworked, underpaid, and undervalued. In the call centre that I worked in, I excelled at that job. I actually got promoted to a team leader. I worked really, really hard. I went in early, I didn't leave till late. But shock horror, I never got a pay rise. I was underpaid, overworked, and undervalued. Does anyone know what that feels like? That's a really bad feeling. No direction. As I said, I didn't know where I was going. I just thought I was going to be in that call centre forever, but I didn't want to be in that call centre forever, okay? It was a cold calling call centre. For anyone that knows what that means, that is soul destroying. I'm calling people up, asking them to upgrade their system. They're telling me they're going to report me to the police if I call them again. Oh, and then I accidentally call them again, and it all goes really, really wrong. They swearing at me, saying this, that, and the other, and that was it every single day, just facing constant rejection. But then, just over 2 years ago, my life totally changed. And I didn't even know it. I was approached into this business opportunity by my best friend, who was my sponsor, and she was really excited about something. I didn't know what it was. And I remember she was on the phone to one of our really successful upclients having this call, and I was like, who is she speaking to? We used to work together, so we would drive every single day to work together. I used to think, why are you wasting my time? Why am I listening to this when we could be having gossip right now about what's going on in the office? Who is this person? Why are they telling you to buy something? And what is all of this about? And eventually she kept going on at me, and then I experienced something called the fear of loss, okay? And the fear of loss is a very, very clever thing. So the fear of loss, I all of a sudden saw my best friend posting on social media about an opportunity that I was very close to and saying how amazing she was doing. And then other people were commenting on that post, telling her how amazing she was doing. And I'm sitting there thinking, well, what is she doing? And how do I do it too? And that's how I got involved in the business, and that was the 1st of June 2015. And since that day, since I made that account, my life has totally changed in so many different ways. And I'm just going to take you through that journey and some pictures that I picked out. So that was actually on the 1st of June, that picture, on the left, and that was when I moved into my first apartment. So the day that I signed up to New Skin, I moved into my first apartment on the same day. So pretty awkward timing, don't really know why I did that, but there you go. December 2015, so I had a really, really quick kind of rise. So within 3 months, I'd actually qualified for I'd actually hit Ruby and began my qualification for the success trip to Miami. But quite a funny story about that is that I actually qualified for Ruby in 72 hours. Wow. And how that happened was, and I know what's going to happen, so many people are going to say, how did you do it? There's so many different things how I did it. I can't actually really remember, but how I did it was I actually had a phone call from one of my upgrades who's really successful, $5 million salesman, and he said to me, we're looking through, your group, we really see a lot of potential there. There's the qualification end date for the Miami trip. That is in 72 hours. Go and do it, basically. And at the time, I was driving down the motorway, about to go out with my friends, and I just kind of stood still for a second and was like, he believes in me, and I need to be on this trip. My sponsors, my 3 sponsors, had already qualified, and I was the only one that hadn't. So I quickly did a 360, drove all the way back home, got my whiteboard, got my laptop, and basically identified the 4 people that were going to help me to get there. And within 72 hours, I went from to gold to Lapis and to Ruby. And then in December, thank you, then in December was when I officially qualified for that Miami trip. I was the last person to officially get on the kind of agenda for qualification. And then 8th of January, I bought my dream car, which is a Range Rover, and this was something that I absolutely didn't think was going to happen until I was really, really old. I still have this car, I absolutely love it. And I basically saved up all the money that I'd earned from New Skin in the past 3 months and just put that down on the car. And I got a lot of controversy, a lot of stick for this. Oh, she's just financed the car, and just because of this, that, and the other. Because most people can get finance on a semi-decent car. So, but that was what I worked really hard for with my money, and was able to put down a great payment on that. And then the best one for me was January 31st, 2016. I left my full-time job. I mean, seriously! That is the best feeling in the world, okay? So I walk in, 31st of January, it's just been Christmas, I just bought my Range Rover. Everybody in the office hates me. I mean, at this point, they hate me. I'm sitting there with my feet up, on my phone, posting about toothpaste. I don't give a crap what the bosses are saying to me. My Range Rover's parked outside. I'm earning 6 times the amount from New Skin now than I'm earning from a full-time job. I'm just there for the crack at this point. And my boss just says to me, like, do you just want to leave? And I said, do you know what? I do want to leave. Here's my resignation. I'll give you my month's notice. I called in sick about 20 times in between that period. And I just walked out. And do you know what? That was the best feeling in the world, because you do not have to sell your time for money, okay? There is another way. You do not need to work 40 to 50 hours a week to make somebody else rich, okay? You do not have to do that. Do it for yourself. Do it for yourself. And then all of these amazing things happened, and then I was really, really booming in my business life. I was earning great money, but personally there was still something missing. I was still not happy. I didn't have a companion. I didn't have someone that I could share all of this amazing success with. And then I met my partner, Ricky, and we actually met in a nightclub. How classy. He is still a DJ, DJ, but at the time was a very, very successful DJ. So for a girl, I was like, this is so cool, I'm going out with a DJ, how amazing is that? But what we found not so amazing about it was he was DJing until 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and then I was getting up to work my business, and he was like ships in the night. So what I love about Ricky is that he's made me so happy in my personal life, but Ricky actually made a really big decision to leave his DJing career totally behind. Bearing in mind he was earning great money every week, cash in hand. He left all of that behind to do his own new skin business. And I say own with a very big, bold, underlined, capital, all of that, because I believe it is so easy to stand in other people's smoke, okay? Make your own success, make your own noise. He will be a team elite, he will be standing on this stage, and I will be the one holding the bags and taking the pictures and everything like that. Do you know what? And that will happen, okay? So make sure you watch out for that. So, again, just going through these stories. So, the actual month that I met Ricky was the month I hit Blue Diamond. And that was within 11 months of my journey. And even though that is an amazing achievement and I was so proud of myself, that's actually where I started to slip. And this is where I'm being really kind of transparent with you guys, is that this business is not all sunshine, roses, happiness, unicorns, and things falling from the sky, okay? Because I got to Blue Diamond with not a Blue Diamond organisation, just want to put that out there, because I'm a very transparent person, and I didn't know where I was going because I got to Blue Diamond and I thought, brilliant, this is it now, isn't it? You just sit back and the volume rolls in and the money goes in the account and it just goes like that. And I started to get a bit complacent. And that is the worst thing that you can do, okay? This business is about consistency. Somebody asked me earlier, what means more, taking action or being consistent? You can take action for the next 7 days and then you can not do anything for 3 months. It's about taking action, but it's about consistency. Doing something every single day. Does everyone understand that, how important that is? Do not ever let yourself be in the position where you are not being consistent. And every single time you give me an excuse, oh, the dog's sick, the dog ate my homework, my child's sick, I've got no babysitter. I don't care. The only person who you are giving an excuse to is yourself. I came to speak at the American Convention on my 25th birthday. Scott Schwartz, who we heard from, such an amazing, amazing guy. I'm so blessed to have met him. He invited me over here to speak, and that was the kind of remaking of me. That was when I found out that the Team Elite trip was to Hawaii. That was when the month after I immediately started my qualification and went consecutively 6 months through the hardest months of the year because I saw a bigger vision. And I saw you guys killing it before you guys saw it yourself. I saw it. I knew it when I was speaking to people and how excited you guys were. I knew that you were going to take this to the next level with social media. Then November 2016, I actually won a really prestigious award, which was the Direct Selling Association's Rising Star of the Year. This was, for me, such a humbling moment because to be recognised outside of Nu Skin from an industry expert was an amazing, amazing achievement. Then this is the big one. This is a big part of my journey. So January, we made a big decision, me and my partner Ricky, to move to Belfast in Northern Ireland. So even though it's part of the UK, it's over the sea, so it kind of feels like it's not, okay? And I was actually going to move to America. After Utah, I actually got some really big goals, and I was like, do you know what? I see what's going to happen here, and I want to move here, and I basically want to recruit everyone before you guys get to them. But I was sitting down with my sponsors in Copenhagen, and I was telling them my plans, and they just said, Perrie, you know, this is amazing, but you need to take a step back and have a look from kind of the bird's eye view. You have a big team in Ireland and Northern Ireland. Why don't you move there first before you move to America? The next day, I had a place in Northern Ireland because I take action and I'm consistent. And I knew where I was going to live. I had the ferry booked, didn't I, Ricky? I knew where we were moving to. I knew what needed to be done, and I didn't even tell him. He didn't even know. I just said, this is what we need to do. I need to take my business to the next level, this is what I need to do that. So January was when we moved to Belfast, and our lives have never been better since we did that. Now, one thing that slide must have gone somewhere. So then I took some serious action, as I said, I moved to Belfast. And the reason why I did that was to grow the local meetings there. Now, for us, being part of OTG, that's an amazing thing because we have the same meetings that happen all across the UK and Ireland every single week, and the same information is duplicated, the same business briefing is presented. So my role was to go to Ireland and solidify the ALC over there and solidify the meetings in 5 key areas. And we've had so much growth, you can see from that picture. February 2017, that was our expand event. April 2017, that was our fast start training. So we just recently had our Ireland Executive University, which had over 250 people more than the UK Executive University. So we are having amazing, amazing growth over there. And a couple of other things that happened during that time. December 2016, I qualified to go to Cape Town. You guys are going to South Africa. We went to Cape Town. It was the most unbelievable trip. So you guys have to be there. And oh my God, okay, this blows my mind. How you guys can get to qualify for your trips compared to us, okay? Anyone in this room can be on that trip. So be on that trip, okay? Because that's going to change your life. I promise you. And then February 2017, we used to have a thing in Europe called the Stellar Bonus, which basically meant if you had a certain amount of growth, you got paid a big, big check. It was quite nice. And you know, that was always on my goal board because I knew the bonus was going to go. It was going to get moved out of the company. So 6 people in Europe achieved that, 5 were in the UK, and I was one of those. And all the others were my uplines, so that was an amazing, amazing achievement to do that. And then I hit Team Elite in April. So that for me, you know, as I said, I saw the Hawaii trip, I knew that's where I wanted to be, so hitting Team Elite was an amazing, amazing thing for me to do. And a lot of people say, you know, why is that a goal? You have to challenge yourself in this business, okay? Organisational sales volume, pin title, commission payout, personal goals. You have to challenge yourself. And if you are not achieving your goals, then you are doing something wrong, okay? Too many times I hear people say, oh, well, you know, it's the company's fault because they didn't bring out the lip product soon enough, or it's because the shipping is $3, or because of X, Y, and Z. There are people in this room that have made over $50 million from the company how it is today, and previously, when we didn't have half the products, and social media didn't exist. So can we do the same? Can we do the same? So we then moved into our dream home. We moved into our home last month? I can't remember. June, end of June, and it was the most humbling experience to move into this home. It was actually my frontline that found me this home, and that's what I love about being part of New Skin, because so many people in my organisation helped me to move into this home, and one person did the painting, another person moved the stuff, and we are so happy. One of the reasons I'm so happy is because I have my own freaking office! And I've never had that before! And Ricky has got his own office too! And we don't have to see each other! Because his is upstairs and mine is downstairs! And I got all my office ready, and even though I've been so excited for this trip, I was actually quite sad to leave my office because it looks so pretty and I just want to sit in it and type away. But we are so, so grateful for what New Skin has done for us to be able to live in a place like that. And just a couple of other things before I finish off. So I just qualified for my 3rd success trip, which is to go to Italy in September. And that song that you heard by Justin Timberlake, which by the way is not my song, hopefully we'll get my song tomorrow. That's where he got married, and we're staying in the hotel where Justin Timberlake got married. How cool is that? New Skin just blow my mind every time. And then official qualification done for Hawaii next year as well, which has been my dream. So I am so excited for that. But what I just want to end on, perfect timing, is have you ever felt different? And I really want you to think about this. I have always felt different, okay? And I have had a lot of people in my new skin journey not treat me so kindly and not necessarily believe that the person you see on stage right now is the person behind closed doors, and maybe pass judgment on the success versus speed and the width versus depth and whatever else. And what I want to say to anybody that has ever felt different is you are in the best place. Because I knew that I was different in my heart. I knew that I was not going to be in the call centre forever, but I didn't know where I could come and just be Perrie. Where can I come and just be Perrie and not be judged, and not have to fit a certain criteria or look a certain way or be a certain age or be a certain sex or whatever it might be? Where can I come and just be me? And that's what New Skin has given to me. There's people that have come up to me and said the most amazing, amazing things to me today, but I just want to let you guys know that I am just me. I have always felt different, but I am me. And if you feel different, I welcome you into the New Skin family, because this is where you can be you and have an amazing, amazing business. But what I learned really quickly about your New Skin business, you earn while you learn, okay? And a lot of people say, well, I need to know this, I need to know the comp plan, I need to have to be an executive, I need to know what PSV and GSV means. You do not need to know, okay? You need to know how to make money. And then you need to teach people how, say it with me, to make money. Because then that makes them happy. And then they believe in the company, okay? Next is you need to create massive urgency. So these lip tints, these need to be the biggest things since sliced bread, okay? You need to be all over that like the bites on my leg, okay? I promise you now, if you create massive urgency around these lip tints, you're going to have the best month you have ever had in your business, hands down. But if you sit there and let it go over your head and act like you don't care, then guess what? You're going to attract that into your business. So you need to create urgency all the time. Events are crucial. There's someone here today that should have been here in your organisation that you didn't follow up enough with, or you didn't get to them in time. They're missing out on all of this amazing stuff. So events are so crucial. You cannot do this business without a system. I love what Jeff Mack said. Well, if you're not going to do duplication, then what the hell are you going to do? Okay? I have seen people firsthand try to recreate the wheel, try to make a new system. It does not work. You are not better than the system, okay? Sacrifice to the system, put your brain in the freezer, and understand that you will not have a successful business without the system. And don't chase money. I've again seen people do this. Create leaders and growth, then the money comes. Jeff Mack said the same thing, the money does come. But if you're concentrating on the money, then it's not going to come. You need to concentrate on the growth and creating leaders. And I just want to leave you with two last things. The first one is, nobody said it would be easy, but nothing in life is worth having easy. Nobody said it would be easy, but nothing in life worth having ever is. I am so going to be honest, okay? And some of you guys might hate this, like, why is she being so honest with these guys? But this is going to be the hardest thing you have ever done. This business is simple, but it's not easy. And I am so transparent. I will share everything with you. But the reality is, you're not all going to do it. And that's just the way it is. So you're going to walk out of that door today. You're going to be here at 7:30 in the morning. You need to decide, are you going to take this information, take massive action, be consistent, or are you going to feel really, really great for the next couple of days, then get home and get back into bad habits? And it's only you that can decide that. And my last slide is my favourite. Consistency, 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 and more consistency. Do you understand what this business takes? There has never been a day in my business that I have not worked, okay? To the absolute despair of Ricky. Because I do need to learn the work-life balance and get that right. And I'm working on it. But I am consistent. And if you are consistent, you will see results. But I can give you guys tools, we can coach you, we can give you this great information, but we can't teach you to be consistent because we don't see how you treat this business behind closed doors. And what I just want to leave you with is something that I learned from Nathan, which is the in and the out, and I did this in Marbella. So many people are in, oh, I love this business, it's amazing, I made $100 from selling Tech toothpaste, which, by the way, is amazing that you guys earned that from selling toothpaste. And then something happens. And I love what Nicholas, one of my uplines, says. Something happens, for example, they order the foot cream and they get the hand cream. Oh my God! New Skin is awful, they sent me the wrong product. I am so out. I am out. I am out of this business. And then something happens again, and you're all in, and you're all out, and you're all in, and then 6 months later you're wondering why you're still a distributor. Okay? You have to be all in or all out. And I know the day that I decided to join this business was the day I decided that I'm all in. Because we do not live a long life on this earth. The one thing that we're guaranteed is that, unfortunately. So why do something half-heartedly? You've seen how this business can change your life from all of these leaders sitting at the front and so many on the panels. So why treat this half-heartedly? You're either all in or you're all out. And I'm all in. So I want to know, are you all in or are you all out?